Hello there, beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel. Today we take a deep dive into knowing about perhaps one of the biggest victims of our oppressive capitalist society, LeBron James. Now, this poor victim has been serving a life sentence where he is forced to make a living throwing around a basketball, and rich, cruel white people pay him for it. His life sentence has led to a net worth of over $400 million. The poor thing. Can you imagine how hard life can be lugging around so much cash? Poor baby. What's worse is that this poor man gets the opportunity to play every year. And just last year he made over $20 million. The hardship this guy must face. Can you imagine having to throw a ball from point A to point B and then getting heavily compensated for it? I sure can't. The height of cruelty on this dude is accomplished by racist brands that capitalizes our capitalistic society, sending him ungodly amounts of money simply for using his name and image for selling stuff. Nike being one such culprit. Already will be adding close to $1 billion to his misery. I mean, this dude is drowning in sorrow. The height of his oppression reached epic levels last year, when someone wrote a racial epithet on his $1 million mansion. The evil message was removed by his team even before he got to see it. But can you imagine how bad he would have felt if he actually got to see it? Can you imagine someone writing obscenities over your $1 million home? I sure can't. I don't know what it's like to dwell in an enormous mansion that came into existence from racist capitalist people that handsomely reward me for my athletic ability. Recently, King James gave us some more earnest accounts of his oppression. It is his estimation that NFL owners display slave owner-like mentality. He reached this philosophical excellence by pointing out that these owners are mostly white, thus slave owners. Making extrapolated observations about people's characters and motives without any evidence, simply on the basis of their skin color, is how society will get rid of racism, or bigotry, or something like that. And of course, his lifestyle, like most millionaire black athletes, do point to an apples-to-apples comparison with slavery. Remember slaves? People who would work in plantations? The people who would play around in cotton fields in exchange for heavy financial compensation. Compensation which they would use to own large pools of assets all over the country while simultaneously garnering adulation and media praise from millions of people. Yes, slaves. I'm sure if we could communicate with slaves in the past and ask them if they could swap lives with LeBron James, most of them would surely refuse. While surviving slavery, Jim Crow, and even segregation is one thing, most individuals cannot possibly expect or deal with making so much money for doing so little. So, brothers and sisters, with your heads bowed and eyes closed, let's put our hands together for prayer, remembering our suffering brother LeBron, just painfully surviving success and wealth. Lord, if you would lay your hand on this poor soul and help him through this difficult passage of time, we, the congregation, would most likely appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you guys would like to catch up on my podcast, Totally Uninformed, links would be down in the description below. I will talk to you guys soon.